Well, finally from me, we've heard much about football's financial struggles, having to operate without fans, of course, but COVID restrictions have caused clubs in a wide range of sports to fear for their very existence. Well, it took the promise of government support for basketball officials to agree that the professional season could finally start this weekend, almost 8 months after the last competitive action. On Sunday, the country's most successful franchise, Newcastle Eagles, will get underway at rivals London Lions in the BBL Cup.
And the 2020 trophy champions.
It feels like a distant memory. The Eagles lifting the BBL trophy for the 7th time in their history in the last game they played back in March before COVID stopped sport in its tracks. Faced with the prospect of the entire season being cancelled, they also had a trial event with supporters pulled at the last minute and had last weekend's friendly called off after a player tested positive. Now there's finally light at the end of the tunnel, but coach MacLeod's taking nothing for granted.
I don't think we're by any means at the end of the road yet. We still have to actually get to the game and make sure it goes ahead. But we knew this was going to happen, and we know it's going to happen again. You know, we won't be the only team who goes down because of, the virus, and it will happen to other teams. So we've got our eyes open about it, but of course it's frustrating. But we've got a very professional group, and I think that'll see us through.
Just this afternoon, Bristol have had to forfeit 2 cup games after 4 players and staff tested positive for COVID. It's been a frustrating time for players who can't wait to get started on Sunday.
I think this is the most excited I've been to play a basketball game. We had the friendly game, and of course we worked out in the summer, but it's nothing like playing a competitive basketball game, and this is the time for it.
And despite arriving on Tyneside in the midst of a pandemic, new recruit Maxwell, who stands 6 feet 10 inches tall, already feels right at home.
I've really enjoyed it. It's a beautiful place to be. The people are amazing. I think that's the best part, is everyone's so friendly and kind. So it's been really easy to get comfortable here.
After all the obstacles they've had to overcome, and they've been many, the excitement ahead of the new season is absolutely palpable here. And there's even optimism that they might be able to get fans back into arenas watching in the not too distant future.
The cinemas are open, the theatres are allowed to open with a minimum capacity. If other organisations are allowed to operate in Tier 2 as we are right now, and we're not allowed to operate with a minimum capacity, I think all common sense says we should at least be allowed to have a conversation about why we're not, particularly as I think the risk is mitigated even more because we're only open for a pro game 2 hours every 2 weeks.
Win or lose at the weekend, the fact the season's starting at all is a positive step on the road to recovery.